Welcome to the office today, and we're going to talk about a little app called Rainbow for DJI drones. It's in the App Store. It's yellow. It's got a skull in the middle with 4 propellers. It's kind of weird. Don't know how it relates to, but anyway, it's a third-party app like Litchi and Maven, but it's for Android. And yeah, let's see how that works. There's 2 versions. You can get the free version and the pro version. The pro version is about $25 and it opens up some photogrammetry missions, and the free one you get 5 free flights, but there is a little workaround on that as well. So we're going to look at that today. Okay, what does it offer for my Mavic Mini, which has very limited flight modes? As you know, the Mavic Mini has basically a droney, a helix, a rocket, and a circle. And every time you want to perform one of those, you have to stop the video and restart it. Okay, in the Rainbow app, you don't. You can start your video, do all your flights, all your missions, all your whatevers, and it's one continual video, or you have control over it. Okay. What interested me was that it has waypoint missions, it has orbit missions, yes, missions, it has follow me, track, it has panorama, it has spherical, it has time lapse. So it's lots of options. The interface is very unique, and we're going to go through the interface very quickly here as well. Okay. So without further ado, let's get into some of the flights that I did and an overview of the interface for the Rainbow for DJI Drones app. Let's go. Let's explore the Rainbow for DJI Drones app. It's a very user-friendly interface. It may look familiar to Litchi and Maven and all the rest, but it does open up a lot of options, as you can see, for missions. Okay, click that again. And up here where it says aircraft, click that, and it gives you an enormous amount of information about your aircraft, and you can change things in this. When you're on your phone, it's not that big, but if you have a tablet, it's very easy to read and change. Okay, click that again. Okay, we have a centering button here, so if we're off center here, we can come back to the middle. If we zoom in, we can double click. We can double click again. And if we hit the center button, we come back to where we are. This is your modes for your satellite. This is your flight speed mode, normal, sport, whatever. And this is a tripod mode. Okay, let's get out of that. This button here, tripod mode. So if you want to fly in tripod mode, which is a lot slower, and get cinematic photography and video, that's what you use. Over here we have an email button. Basically, you can send feedback to the developer. However, I've tried and I haven't got an answer yet. This is a settings button. Gives you a lot of the information that's over here on the drop-down menu. But when you go into here, if you want a really detailed help menu, go to here, go to About Us, and the help doc here, and it's a Word document that is absolutely filled with information. It's a very well detailed document. Okay, exit, come back to where we were. Okay, this area here is for your menu and your video and picture menu. I click the menu, and it's specific to the drone that you're attached to. So if I was attached to the Mavic Mini, let's go to the video mode. It says here I have an option of 4K, but once I attach my Mavic Mini, this goes down to a maximum of 2K. So that's there. Okay, all kinds of settings. If your drone has the ability to do any of these, then they are illuminated as well. Go back. Down here we have a settings and adjustment for manual mode, auto, ISOs, white balance, shutter speeds, exposure values. You can do all that kind of stuff. Okay, in the bottom corner you saw this jump up. Hit the minus sign, it goes away. This is your camera view. If I was connected to the Mavic Mini, my camera view would be down here. If you're flying in what they call FPV mode, which is basically your video mode, your map mode, whatever, you're going to see where you're flying. And a little plane will come up once you connect and tell you where your plane is, and it's very good. The VIP button here gives you the option to purchase subscriptions. I'm not interested in that. And again, if you hit the FPV button, you get your option to enter any of your missions that you would like to create. And we'll get into that a little later. Down here you have the auto takeoff and landing, the return to home, the course lock, which is like headless mode, and the home lock. If you're disorientated, you hit that and just push the right stick backwards and it will come towards home. Okay, there you go. Down here is the telemetry. You have an attitude ball. I've gone through this. There's also an option if you have goggles, you can go to a 3D mode. Okay. It's not connected, so nothing happened with that. Okay, there we go. That's basically the overview. And this is, remember this blue dot, that's where you are. This is where your tablet is or your phone is. And don't start a mission if this blue button is over here in the trees like I did. Okay, so that's the overview of the interface. Up here's all your information about your the voltage for your drone, the batteries for your drone, the battery on the controller, Wi-Fi signals, satellites, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so that's the overview. Let's get into some of the missions. Let's get into making some offline missions. You can do waypoint missions and orbit missions. Hyperlapse, I'm not really interested in. Follow Me does a good job. That follows the GPS signal of your phone or tablet. As long as you're up about 15 meters, 10 meters or so, it does a really good job, and it can follow you around in a car, and there's no problem at all. Panorama, you can do a flat panorama or a spherical panorama. It's just taking pictures and stitching them together. You have to have a third-party app to stitch them together, though. Tracking mode, that's a little tricky. You have to be really contrasting to the background, and you can't be moving that fast. It's okay, but it's not perfect by any means, okay? The Follow Me is pretty good. What I'm interested in is the orbit and the waypoint. So here we're going to talk about how to make a quick waypoint and an orbit, and I'll show you the results of that at the end for some that I've saved. The only thing it doesn't do here is the Rainbow app doesn't preserve history of flights that you can recall. So it doesn't have a library that you can recall of flights that you've done. It has a library of past missions that you've saved, but not that you've done. That's another interesting thing there. Okay, let's go. Waypoints. Click on waypoints. First thing you want to do is hit waypoints. We don't have any of this because we're not in the pro mode. This is the freebie. Click on that. You can watch a video if you like, and it's really good. And I must mention also, remember the help file that I mentioned before, the document? It is very detailed, very good, and these videos aren't bad either. Okay. First thing you want to do is, and I found this out the hard way, you go over here to the menu button. The first thing you want to do, decide if you want a normal or a curved waypoint mission. We'll keep it on curved. You can't change this once you start. So curved, okay? Now up here, you select what you want to do. If you select the stick or the pencil, okay, and I want to go around here to there, it's going to come up the distance. What distance do I want my waypoints to be from each other? Well, if I just wanted a square, I'd say, 100 meters or more. Let's say 125 meters, okay? Or whatever. 30 meters high. Okay, well, let's go up to, I got to be over the trees, so we're going to go 45. Okay? Okay. Boom. There you go. See these curves? That's the curves. And you can adjust those curves, okay? Curve size, make it bigger. Okay? Go to the next one, number 3. Okay? And make it bigger. There you go. Max out is there. I did find that with the curve, sometimes it's not very smooth. You have to play with this sizing to get it smooth. Okay? So, great idea. It's got a little bit more fine tuning to do, but that's how you do that. Let's go back to the middle. Okay? And this is the erase button. So click on that, erase everything, we can start again. We just want to put a waypoint. Okay, put a waypoint down there. We know we're in curved. Okay, one there, 45 meters up. We're going to go here. And then we're going to go here. Watch the curve. There's the curve. And you can't have some curve and not curve. You have to go into them and select 0. And that would do it. Okay? Here we go. Let's get out of that. Start again. Go back to the middle. Okay. I want to go, and if I want to go normal, there's nothing on the screen. Watch this. Chin, chin, chin. There you go. You have to have nothing on the screen, then you can change it. Okay? You can't change halfway through. If I went like this, I went to curve, close, wouldn't change anything. It would be back at normal, even though it said curve. Okay? So there you go. Let's erase everything again. There we go. Let's start again, and we're going to go and have it at normal. We'll go normal. Okay, great. Here we go. I want one here, one over here, one here, and one here. Now I want to put a focal point in here. That's this one here. Little focal point. I want a focal point there, and I want a focal point here. There's 2 focal points. I have 4 waypoints. So let's go to number 1. What focal point do I want that looking at? Okay, I want it looking at number 2. Next one, I want it looking at number 2. Next one, I want to look at number 1. And number 4, I want it looking at number 1. Okay, there we go. That's good. So let's go back. 3, 2, 1. If I go back one more, it goes back to the settings. The heading I want, using the waypoint heading. Use the initial direction. Controller, I have full control of which way it's going. Use waypoint heading. Use waypoint heading. And at the end, I want it to, no action, I want it to hover. Okay? And continue to the end is, it will go and complete the mission even if you lose control. And then it will automatically return to home because you don't have a connection. Okay, that's the failsafe. Okay, anything else? Path is normal. Interpolate. Okay, this is good. If you say focus POI, because this POI and this POI are vastly different in distances, and the focus point is vastly different, this focus point would mean that when it goes from here, or changes from here to there, okay, now let's use this one. When you're going down here and it changes from this one to this one, the camera's going to jump up to it. If you use that. If you use interpolate, it's going to gradually change to this focal point. So if you have multiple POIs, you want to use interpolate. Okay? And we have 1, 45 meters, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Now you've done that, you're ready to go, and we go over here to Save button. The Save button. And we're going to make this mission number, oh, we're going to say house curve 1. It's just for something silly. Done. Boom. Save. Save. So it looks like a triangle. In the folder, we have some more I made. Let's have a look at this one. This is curves, a square from the house. And you can go and change anything, and you can look and do the same thing. You can change everything, okay? You can go up here, you can look at the other one. That's got no curves, and it says cross, and you can change everything, and away you go. Then it's all saved. If you wanted to rename this, okay, you would go save. Okay, if you've changed it and you want to change it to another one, you put something different. So let's say if we added a waypoint, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, nope, sorry, get rid of that guy. Well, whatever. We'll do 6 here. Okay. I want you, the red one, okay. I want that, 6, 7, 8, 9, too close, 10, okay. And I want to save that as number, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the big one. Okay, save, boom. So now we can go to our folder and we can see we've got point 1 is just that one. And then we've got this one where we added all this other stuff. Okay. The only thing I haven't figured out is how do I delete any of these? I don't know how to delete them. The only way I know for sure how to delete them is to uninstall the app and reinstall the app. Once you do that, you start from scratch. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You start from scratch. Let's take some of these and take them into practice, and we're going to have a look at some of these orbits that we did. And the orbits are the same thing, okay? You click on where you want to orbit. It gives you a rough, very rough idea of what you want, and then you can select your radius, okay? Your attitude, oh, I don't want to go that high. Okay, you can select your radius, whatever you want to do. Okay, and it's just a rough idea, and you save it. And when you click in the middle, you can change all kinds of things. Okay, same as before, clockwise, whatever. And then you can save it. And I've already got one saved. Okay, and you can rename it and do all that kind of stuff. Okay, so if I rename this one, I would rename it. We'll rename this. Let's go backwards there. Home 1. Home 1 done. Poof. Save. And the other one I have is Lake 1. There's one over there. And I have Lake House 1. Another one over there. And the one we just did, Home 1. There we go. Okay. Let's put some of these into practice and have a look what they look like. was that? I know, a little bit of fun there because, believe it or not, we had snow a couple of days ago. Okay? Snow on the ground, and it stayed until yesterday. So today's a little bit better, but we did have snow. So a little bit of tropical music there, get you in the frame of mind and all that kind of stuff. But back to the Rainbow for DJI drones. It's not bad. Is it worth the 25 bucks? I don't know. The curve option on the Waypoints is really, really interesting, and I really like it, but it's just not quite smooth enough yet. And I haven't tried to really go wide, so say like in a 100-meter wide radius. I don't know about that. Like on an orbit or something, like going really wide on an orbit and playing with the curves on the Waypoints. I like the one that's just the regular Waypoint, the normal one. That's not bad. And the Follow Me is pretty good as well, okay? So I don't know. I'm up in the air. For 25 bucks, it might bring more life back to my Mavic Mini. I was almost tempted to get the Mini 2, but the only real difference for me is a little bit better range and that controller, and maybe I've got 4K, but I don't use 4K, so maybe not. Okay, so overall, the Rainbow for DJI Drones app. Kind of a weird name, doesn't make much sense. It works. I will say this though, the documentation that comes with it is very, very good. Okay, so I would read over the documentation before you even decide to do anything. And there was a hint in the video how you can get more than 5 free flights. Okay, anyway, it's a pretty good app. I don't mind it. Don't mind it at all. Okay, till next time, take care. I'm going to do some more experimenting. Maybe I'll buy it just for the mapping. I don't know, 25 bucks? Maybe, but I've only got the Mavic Mini, okay? When it comes out for the next ones, I can't really see me spending $1,500 on a drone, really. I'd rather spend $400 on 3 drones than on 1 drone, but we'll see. Okay, so what else is new coming up? I hear Freebie's coming out with something pretty soon. I hear Hubson's coming out with something pretty soon. And yes, DJI is coming out with something pretty soon. So, till then, take care, get out. Today's actually a very nice day, okay? Get some fresh air, some exercise, and we'll see you in the next one. Rainbow for DJI drones. Not bad.